Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you my foundation, contour, and highlight routine, which is really easy once you practice a few times. So first off, you want to start with a blank canvas. No makeup or moisturizers on the face, because our first step is to moisturize. This will help all the makeup stick to the skin and keep the skin moisturized. So I'm taking this moisturizer by Pura D'Or, which has become my all-time favorite, and I'm sadly out of it, so I need to buy more. But you can take any moisturizer you like and rub that all over the face. And then we want to move on to primer, which is the key to keeping your makeup on all day. I like this one by Benefit, which is the Porefessional, and I mainly apply that to the T-zone, which is the forehead and the cheeks, and also on the chin. And FYI, I know my face definitely doesn't match my tan body, but we're going to fix that later on, don't you worry, my friends. And now we're going to work on the contour. I'm taking this dark concealer by LA Girl, but you can take a darker foundation if you'd like, and we want to apply that cream base on the hollows of our cheeks. And you can tell where they are by making that fish face, which shows you the line you need to draw on, and you don't want to draw the line too far down or that will make the contour look unnatural. Just go about halfway down the cheek and then you'll be fine. The point of contouring is to define areas or create shadows in certain areas we want to appear smaller, so I like to contour the top of my forehead as well to make that appear smaller. And you can see I'm kind of curving the line I made on my cheeks upward, and all that does is make your cheekbones appear much more defined. And then I take the contour under my lower lip to make that appear fuller, and I also contour the lines above the Cupid's bow. I'm sure there's a specific name for that, but I'm at a total loss, and that's just going to make the upper lip look a little bit lifted as well. Then just taking this defining brush by BH, I use that to contour my nose with the same concealer, and this just helps me get the most precise line. And I have a video dedicated on how to contour your nose, which I'll link down below. And after I draw the lines, you can see that I'm pulling them downwards, and this just helps with the blending process later on. It just makes everything much easier. Oh, and for us girls with a little bit of the gobble, it's always good to contour your jawline because that minimizes the double chin too. Just FYI. And for foundation, I'm using my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation and also this BB Cream by Maybelline, and I use that to fill in all the untouched areas on the face before we go on to highlight. And I'm just using this foundation brush, also by BH, to spread it all out. And now we highlight. I'm taking this lighter concealer, also by LA Girl, and I'll leave all the products I used down below. And I just want to take that to the areas I obviously want to be brighter. So that means the chin, underneath the contour lines on the cheeks, which helps define the contour there, and also under the eyes, down the bridge of my nose, and above the Cupid's bow, in between the two contour lines I made there. Now, you can use a brush to blend everything out, but I think the best tool for this is a beauty blender or a sponge. So I'm just taking that and blending out the contour lines first before I blend out the highlighted areas. And that's pretty easy. You just want to make sure you blend everything out evenly, but not too much to where you erase all of your work. And even if it looks a little blotchy at first, like especially around the nose and the jawline, don't worry, because once we set everything with powders, it'll all even itself out. And now I'm just blending out the highlighted areas, and this is the reason why I love the Beauty Blender so much. It just blends the contour and highlighted areas so seamlessly and makes these contouring and highlighting techniques pretty foolproof and easy for anyone to accomplish. And as you can see, everything is blending out pretty nicely already. So now we just need to set all of our cream bases with powders so that the makeup doesn't wear off or fade throughout the day. Oh, and also another important rule, make sure you blend the neck so that you make sure that the face matches the neck and nothing is too clownish or too much of a contrast, you know what I mean? That's pretty important. So now we need to set everything with our powders, and I'm just taking my trusty Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, and I'm taking the left shade and the middle shade on the bottom, just using this bronzer brush by BH as well. I'm going to mix those two together and just set everything that I contoured with this powder, and that means again on the cheeks I'm just blending that upwards to make it look as natural as possible but still pretty defined. And then I'm also going to set the forehead and the jawline and the nose. When I set my nose contour, I like to use this fan brush, which is a little unorthodox, but I feel it sets the more complicated areas the best and in the least blotchy or messy ways. And I also take that fan brush under my lips, above my cupid's bow, and along my jawline. And now to set the highlighted areas, I'm taking my favorite powder by Ben Nye, which is the banana powder, and I first do the baking technique, which leaves you with a sharp and perfect contour every time, and it allows the makeup to last longer as well. So what you want to do is grab a makeup sponge or a beauty blender, it doesn't matter, and you want to dip the sponge into the powder you just used, and then you want to push the sponge along the line you contoured, as you can see here. This is called baking, and you want to let it sit there for a bit so it lasts the longest. I mean, like I said, it's just a really good technique to get you that perfect sharp contour every single time, and it looks super natural and super professional, so it's always a good technique. And then to set the rest of the face, I just use this tapered powder brush by BH, and I set all the areas I highlighted, which is underneath the eyes, the bridge of the nose, the middle of the forehead, and the chin. To enhance the highlight even more, I'm taking this one by the Balm. It's the Mary Luminizer, and I swear it gives me life every time I use it. And I just take that with a fan brush above the contoured cheeks, and you can just see what that does. It leaves the skin dewy and glowy and looking flawless. And I also apply the highlighter to the very tip of my nose, and I don't know if it's magic, but every time I do this, it makes my nose look really lifted and less pointy than it naturally is, which I absolutely adore, because if anybody knows, I have the biggest problems with my nose, so doing this really gives me that confidence that, hey, you do not need to go get a nose job because highlighter fixes everything. And then you just want to brush off the baked powder with the same tapered brush, and you want to make sure it's completely blended and that the banana powder or the lighter powder doesn't show off too much. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully my tips and tricks helped you out, and like I said, it's really good for beginners. It's really foolproof if you practice a few times, and it really becomes like a necessary step in your makeup routine after you get the hang of it, because it just makes everything look so much better. It really enhances the bone structure. So yeah, everything that I used I'm going to link down below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and want more how-tos like this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!